Okay. Okay. Next movie up I have is Inglourious Basterds by Quentin Tarantino, one of my favorite directors of all time. And Inglourious Basterds, I haven't seen Jackie Brown, so I can't really say this, but of all the Quentin Tarantino films I've seen, this is probably my least favorite of it. Like, when I compare it to Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, and the two Kill Bills, like, this is probably my least favorite Quentin Tarantino film. No, and also Death Proof. Sorry. And this is mainly because the film, I don't know, the plot, like, I could not follow the plot of this movie. Like, the cover promised it would show, it would follow like this unit, like a unit of American Jewish soldiers led by Brad Pitt who go around Europe just hunting Nazis. Like they're like, well, what did they compare it to? They compared them to a band of Apaches, like how they would ambush and like scalp the heads of like the foes. But the movie switches up with another story, which is with this Jewish woman, a French woman. What was her name? I think it was Shoshana or something like that. So I don't really know what the story for this movie is. Like, it could just be like a collection of stories, but the plot line that they built up this movie with is actually, it's actually kind of lying to the audience, because there's like only one chapter really dedicated to them, to the to the bastards hunting down Nazis, and that was probably, I think, the second chapter, because in the other chapters involving the bastards, it's them like on this mission to blow up this theater. Like, it's not them going around Europe, hunting down people. Okay, wait, that didn't really make sense. The movie's trailers made it look like they're gonna be going around engaging into battles, but for the most part, the bastards are really just trying to do this one specific mission. That's what I'm trying to do. That's why the posters and how this movie was advertised is kind of lying. And it also lies because, like, it promised to, it looked like, a straight up action movie, and a lot of people thought this. I didn't think this, because if you've seen Quentin Tarantino's films, he doesn't really do straight up action, because the man's style is he builds up for the most part. Like, he has these very silent scenes where it's just tension, which leads up to a very violent scene. Cause he doesn't do straight up action, like Michael Bay, who can't build a scene up for crap. Like, Inglourious Basterds, that's what it is still. A lot of scenes where it's just tension, like the whole scene where they're in the cellar, like the cellar bar where with the Nazi, was it Colonel or something like that. That was all tension, all right. And the violent scene only lasted for like roughly 10 seconds. And I think that's where a lot of people also had problems with this movie, and also kind of me a little bit, because I and some other people also went into it thinking this would be a very action-oriented film, when it really is one of Tarantino's films, like one of Tarantino-esque films. Very silent, very tense, and in some parts, very loud. But yeah, this whole movie is very different than what you would expect it to be, because of all this. Like, you expect it to go this way, it goes the other way, and you expect it to go this way, it goes the other way. And maybe that's why some people didn't like it. I like the movie, but maybe this is why it's my least favorite Quentin Tarantino movie, because I guess I was expecting a little something more traditional. Like, I was just expecting them to go around Europe killing Nazis, but I was wrong. So, um, final thoughts. Final thoughts, Inglourious Basterds. Not a bad movie. Like Brad Pitt is okay. I have to be honest. Brad Pitt was a little over the top with the whole Texan, or was it Tennessee? With his very southern accent. I mean, like, he was a little over the top, but let's see, the blonde girl was good. The two blonde girls, the 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 one there was the German spy, the German double agent, and Shoshana, and actually one of the better plots in this movie was the subplot between Shoshana and the German sniper guy. I thought that was one of the more underrated ones that they could have actually built up a little more on. And the guy who played Colonel Hans Landa, he was very good actually in this movie. Like as a guy who likes acting, like I love acting. I tend to favor villain acting because I don't know, it's a lot more fun portraying the bad guys. So like, I had a lot of fun watching Hans Landa. And actually, this is a little. I'm going a little off topic. Like, I actually tried to incorporate some of what I saw in Inglourious Basterds in some skits I did. Yeah, I was trying to like mimic that. Also tried to mimicking Chris Jericho in it. So okay, going back to the movie. So, Corona Hans Landa, the guy who played him was pretty good, and let's see. I think that's about it. I mean, and also like, even though I kind of criticized it being a little too much like Quentin Tarantino's films, it's not bad. I mean, like, Quentin Tarantino's films are pretty good, and his style works for me. Like when the scene has to be tense, it's tense, and the payoff is still pretty good. I mean, like, the whole scene where it's like it's building up to the guy getting hit in the head with a baseball bat, you know, it built it up pretty well. I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, the movie builds up. The movie builds up its action scenes pretty good, and also how Quentin Tarantino, he's a huge fan of grindhouse cinema. It it really, you know, it really feels like it could, okay, the good quality of the camera kind of ruins it, but he tried his best to make it feel like, you know, a 70s like low budget movie, like those 70s B movies. And it works, I guess. So like, overall, Bastards does work. It does work with what it has, but there are flaws to it. All right, it could have been a little better in some parts, but overall, for what it is, I don't think it's bad. All right, so I'd give it a watch.